In today's video, we are going to talk about 6 major things a dismissive avoidant man wants you to know. And this comes from literally thousands of conversations I've had over the years with dismissive avoidant clients, students at the personal development school. And I'm sort of summarizing the top 6 things. I mean, we could really go on and on here for quite some time, but things that you may not even realize are important to them and things that often fly under the radar in a relationship. We're going to cover those 6 major things here today. So, number one, dismissive avoidant attachment styles, they fear conflict. And I know that when you see somebody and they're so stoic and they seem like they're strong and they sort of have it all together and they're not really expressing too much emotion, you often associate that like, oh, they're impenetrable from conflict. They're totally fine. But the reality is conflict really wears on them. It wears on them emotionally. And it really causes them to want to pull away to self-protect because they don't have healthy modeling and coping skills for what it means to really work through conflict. Like dismissive avoidance did not grow up in a household where they saw people communicating through their problems and solving for them and coming out stronger because of it. They saw people get in conflict and then really pull away. And so they essentially associate that conflict can mean the end of a relationship or can mean, a huge breakdown. And that is a big struggle for them. Number two, it sort of goes hand in hand with number one, but they actually really value in a relationship peace and harmony. They tend to want relationships to be peaceful, harmonious, easy, sort of go with the flow, an absence of pressure and expectation. These tend to be huge needs that a dismissive avoidant has in a relationship. And so, oftentimes people will say, well, what am I supposed to do? Sweep things under the rug? Absolutely not, because that will come out in different ways. But the reality is, like, dismissive avoidance, if you communicate to them in the positive about your needs. Like if you say, hey, I could use some support, can you take out the trash rather than like you never take out the trash? If you can communicate in the positive and you can be consistent, then you can make sure that you're resolving things in a healthy way in your relationship. It leads to peace and harmony. And while it is absolutely both people's responsibility in a relationship like this to be able to work through their parts and to be able to take ownership of their different pain points and challenges they bring in, and we can't really have true progress without both parties playing a role in it. Generally dismissive avoidants do want that progress. They do want that harmony and that peace and are willing to put in the work as long as it's not too conflicting, too much arguing, too heated. If we can keep things light and respectful in how we communicate and we can be consistent about that communication and see our needs through, generally dismissive avoidants respond very well to this. Number three, dismissive avoidants are much more sensitive to criticism than you would think. In fact, it really wears on them. Dismissive avoidants have a big I am defective core wound, and dismissive avoidant men tend to take criticism deeply to heart. It can really affect them for even days at a time sometimes, and they can really withdraw from a situation, even though it seems like it's from a place of not caring. Oftentimes, their withdrawing is actually coming from a place of self protecting because they are so sensitive to criticism and words can sting. And also, dismissive avoidants easily misperceive things as criticism that may not be intended to be so. An example of this could be that maybe you're just sharing something that you want your partner to do more. It's easy for them to kind of misperceive that as like, oh, I'm never doing enough or I'm not a good partner, rather than, hey, I could use more support around the house. So just being mindful to communicate where your intentions are coming from and sort of sharing like, I'm needing this thing. And I see what a great partner you are in many ways, but I haven't communicated this to you before. And it's something really important to me. If you say that, if you're able to like really sandwich, so you're communicating your needs in the positive from the tip we learned earlier, but you're also combining that with sandwiching it with like starting with something kind, leaving with something kind, putting the feedback in between. This is sort of the way that you can bypass the dismissive avoidance core wounds and really get heard and really get understood and really get your point across and really get your needs met in this type of a relationship. Our next one is dismissive avoidants tend to actually really care about being respected. They have a big sensitivity to feeling disrespected in relationships or different dynamics. And if you communicate to a dismissive avoidant man with respect, if you treat them with respect in the relationship, they will tend to really give respect in relationships as well. It tends to be a big need that a dismissive avoidant has. Our next big piece here is that dismissive avoidant attachment styles, they tend to really yearn for acknowledgement. And when I say acknowledgement, I don't mean like huge, like grandiose words of affirmation. They don't want to hear that they're the best partner ever or so incredible and so amazing. They want to hear those small, sincere pieces of acknowledgement. Things like, hey, I know you're really showing up for this relationship, or hey, I know there's a lot on your plate with work right now, and you're still really making an effort to be a great partner. I see that. Thank you. It's these little things that they want to feel like they're recognized for, acknowledged for, appreciated for. Again, these go a very long way, in particular for dismissive avoidant attachment styles. And I will share one more here, but I think it's really important to note that sometimes we hear this type of advice and information for all men. I've seen a lot of different dating websites or information out there that are like, all men want this. And I think it's really important to recognize that different attachment style men are unique. Dismissive avoidant men tend to want more of the respect, the appreciation, the acknowledgement, the encouragement rather than the criticism. They don't like conflict. They want peace and harmony, like a lot of these things that we're talking about before I give you the last one. But that's not the fearful avoidant man. That's not the anxious, preoccupied man. In fact, those sort of subsets of men tend to want very unique and very different things. So we are doing a series on dismissive avoidant men and women, as well as all the other attachment styles for men and women both. But I think it's really important to just recognize that. And if you know somebody's attachment style, it goes a very long way.
So I just wanted to stop by here and let you know a really exciting announcement, and is that we are doing $1,000 off of our lifetime memberships to the Personal Development School for Life. So I will tell you what's actually included in there. Number one, you get access to all of our different 60+ courses. Everything about every single attachment style, how to reprogram, how to heal. We have courses in there about the 6 stages of relationships and how to navigate each stage. We have courses in there about how to get back together or heal relationships between different attachment styles and all of the steps for reconnecting. And we have all sorts of other courses on boundaries, conflict communication, setting and achieving goals at the subconscious level, seeing how attachment styles even show up in your workplace and how to navigate some of those different dynamics and heal those aspects of your attachment style. There's so many courses in there, but number 2 feature that we have, daily social support groups. So these are small groups that are all included in the lifetime membership, and we do daily events, sometimes even twice a day, where there will be, 10 people or so led by a trained counselor, coach, or facilitator. And you can actually join in there and practice some of the different tools with other members. It's a great place to build relationships, connect with like-minded people, and to really fast track your learning and have that extra support all the time. And number 3, we have daily webinars Monday through Saturday. I do 3 of those webinars every single week. That's a time to come in, ask me your questions. You can come in on camera and we can chat. You can come in off camera and just post them in the chat, whatever you're most comfortable doing. And we have other amazing counselors, coaches, facilitators who also lead other webinars. And again, those are slightly larger groups of people, but it's a great opportunity to connect with like-minded learners who also care about the same things: emotional connection, relationships, and personal growth. So I hope you check it out. We also have all these different discussion forums in there. We have a Facebook group, so you can connect with each other there as well. And there's a tremendous amount of community support in an ongoing way at PDS. So I would love to see you on the other side. I hope you join me. And now we'll go back to the video.
And also, I'm really excited to share with you that we've actually been working on an app for quite some time, and we're going to be launching that as well. So if you want to come in, check out our new app that we have to take all of your PDS courses from and all of the new exciting features and benefits in there, check it out. That will also be included when you click the link down below. And last but not least, the dismissive avoidant really wants you to know that just because they want freedom and independence sometimes to have time to themselves to recharge, that's not mutually exclusive with them caring about you. They want to know that, hey, I can have this relationship to myself, but it doesn't mean that I'm not here. I don't care. In fact, I can really care about you and care about this ability to kind of, recharge on my own or take that time in the relationship to myself. So these are 6 major things dismissive avoidant men want you to know. Hopefully this is helpful for you for today. If you want to see more content like this in general, please hit the like button or let me know in the comments down below what else you'd like to see in regards to some of this content. And I would love for you to join the community. Consider subscribing, hanging out here. We put daily videos out almost every single day about different attachment styles, relationships, and in particular, the subconscious mind, how to change and heal towards becoming secure by subconscious reprogramming. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I can't wait to see you in future videos.